Hey YouTube, it's Rules for Rebels here, and today we're going to be telling you how to win the buy box, the coveted buy box. What the buy box is, let's take a look at this image right here. So if you're looking at an Amazon listing, the seller who gets their price here has the buy box, and towards the right, by default, if you go to buy one of these products, you're going to buy from the seller who has won the buy box. Now, as you can see here, and this is a little bit outdated, this screenshot of Amazon, but sometimes you'll see the more buying options. I believe nowadays it's listed below here as like buy one used, or five more starting at $5.55 or whatever. So somebody can actively go to find a cheaper price or buy from somebody else. But I think 82, I believe the stat is 82% of all Amazon sales come from the buyback box. So whoever controls this spot and this spot right here is typically going to get about 82% of all sales of that item. So that goes to show you how important the buy box is. So what does it take to win a buy box? Most of the products you're selling on Amazon, you're going to have some kind of competition. Rarely do you find one of those products where you're the only one selling it. And that's why private labeling is important, because it does allow you to own a buy box on your own listings. And the stat that I just told you guys, 82% of all sales on Amazon are from the buy box. So Amazon doesn't tell us exactly what decides who wins the buy box. However, Amazon does have pages that tell us some of the factors that are taken into consideration in terms of who they're going to give the buy box to. So the elements that play a role in who gets the buy box are A, buy box eligibility, and we'll talk about the factors that are contained within that. Number two, a competitive landing price, and a landing price is your item price and your shipping price put together. And did I skip a number? I think I skipped number three. Number four is good feedback. Number five is keeping an adequate inventory. And number six is fulfillment, or the way you choose to fulfill. So let's go back up here. So buy box eligibility. There used to be a feature on Amazon called featured merchant status, and it was basically like eBay's version of a top rated seller. And what it was to basically show you were recognized by Amazon as being a consistent and reliable seller. Amazon decided to replace that with the new feature we have now, which is the buy box. And now you have buy box eligibility. So customers can see if you're in the buy box, customers can't see if you have buy box eligibility. Only you can see that. And if you want to be buy box eligible, you have to be a professional seller. So you got to pay the $39.95 a month as a seller. You have to have been trading for at least 2 months. And the one shortcut around that is if you choose to do FBA, you can cut out that 2 months thing, because Amazon's shipping your items for you. So, they're not questioning what kind of seller you are, if you're going to ship items quickly, if you're going to provide good customer service. You've essentially handed those tasks over to Amazon for a fee, obviously. Amazon FBA charges you a fee. But because Amazon's doing all the fulfillment, they don't need to worry about if you're going to be a good seller or not. And I'll show you here how, we'll talk about it a little bit below, but I want to show you how to check if you're buy box eligible. So this is basically the back end of an Amazon dashboard. And basically, in order to probably by default, you're not going to show buy box eligibility. So what you're going to want to do is go to inventory and go to view your inventory. You're then going to click this preferences tab, and it's going to take you to a different page. I don't have a screenshot of that page right now, but there's basically going to be a bunch of check boxes here. You're going to check the box that says buy box eligible, and it will add this to your dashboard. If you don't check that, you're just going to see lowest price, and that's going to be the end of it. So you do have to click preferences, click the box for buy box eligible, and then your dashboard will start looking like this, and you can see if you're eligible for that buy box. So let's get out of here. Let's see. So we talked about your buy box eligibility is going to be determined by if you've had a successful history of a seller as being a seller. So if you've fulfilled a large number of items with no customer complaints and positive reviews, Amazon knows that you're going to provide a positive buying experience to customers. That's ultimately what Amazon wants, and they're more likely to give you the buy box. If you have great customer service, again, you're going to get the buy box. What determines great customer service is Amazon wants you responding to customer inquiries within a time period of 24 hours or less. or less. And yes, this does include the weekends. So, don't think when Friday night rolls around and, you go out getting wasted and are hungover all day Saturday and then go out again, whatever you do on the weekends, that is going to harm your account. So I would suggest getting the Amazon Seller app on your phone, or, hook your email up your phone, whatever. But make sure you're responding to customer inquiries within 24 hours, even on the weekends. The next thing you're going to want to do is ship quickly. Amazon ideally wants you shipping within 24 hours. The number of perfect orders that you have, the condition of the products you ship. Amazon is more likely. Actually, I don't. You have to sell new products to get the buybacks. You can't get the buybacks with used products. So that's where condition comes in. And a number of orders you have canceled. A low cancellation rate is a key. Let's just say, for example, you have 10 pieces of inventory, and there's 10 buyers on Amazon at the same time, and they all add it to their cart, and then an 11th guy comes in and adds one. Well, one of these people, when they go to check out, they all have it in their cart, but when they go to check out, oh, we're sorry, that it's no longer available. Amazon doesn't want that to happen. So make sure you keep an adequate inventory and that you don't have to cancel orders. And then lastly, you want to have good customer metrics. If you have good customer metrics, it shows Amazon that you're a reliable and trustworthy seller. And these are the sellers that Amazon wants to give the buybacks to. So do all these things and you have much better chance of winning the buybacks. If you're wondering how to check your buybacks eligibility, which is what I showed you guys right here, if you want to know how to set that up, you're going to go to your inventory tab in Seller Central and click Manage Inventory. You're going to then click the Preferences tab, which was at the upper right-hand corner. Within the column display, that's going to be a bunch of little checkboxes stacked. You're going to want the one that says Buybacks Eligible. You're going to click that, and then it's going to add this tab to your Amazon dashboard. Look at the Buybacks Eligible column at the particular SKU, and you'll see a yes if you are eligible. So let's see, let's go back here. So this product, there's none in stock, so it's not eligible. This product, it is eligible for the buybacks. Let's see. Next, a competitive landed price. Now, a lot of people get confused by what a landed price means. A landed price is the item price and shipping price added together equals a landing price. So Amazon calls, basically your total price a landing price. You're going to want to ensure that you have a competitive price, although you don't have to be the lowest price to win the buy box. If you have better seller metrics than somebody else and they're undercutting you on price, you will probably still wind up winning the buy box. If somebody is lower price than you, but you're doing fulfillment through Amazon FBA, again, you'll probably win the buy box. So that's what a competitive price is. One thing I wanted to add is there are some tools which you can use to automate your pricing. So let's just say I'm selling apples and Jim's selling apples. Now, if Jim drops the price of his apples and I don't drop mine, potentially he could steal the buy box away from me. So what these automated tools do is you can set you can set filters and things like that. But basically, if Jim lowers his apple by 10 cents, I lower my apple by 10 cents. And you can also set limits on it, because if people don't set limits, I'll tell you something I've done to another seller before. Somebody was hopped on my listing, piggybacked on it, and then wanted to play games with me and tried to steal my buy box. And every time I lowered the price, they would automatically undercut me right after that. So I'd lower my price, theirs would go down. I'd lower mine, theirs would go down. I'd lower mine, theirs would go down. Well, at one point I said, you know what I'm going to do? I didn't know if the guy was smart enough to set this up or not. So I said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to drop my price to like 10 cents. And if his follows and drops below 10 cents, I'm going to buy out all his inventory. And I'm either going to get a crap load of very, very cheap inventory and kind of ruin his business, or he's going to have to cancel all those orders, and then he gets all the cancellations. Now, to anybody who thinks that's playing dirty or whatever, this was a private label product of mine that somebody was piggybacking on. So I really didn't feel bad about doing this to them. They were infringing on my product that I created, that I took the pictures for, that I marketed. So, I really don't feel bad about doing that on my own listing. But as far as these automated listing tools that do what I was just talking about, I personally don't use them. I just monitor it manually. But they're called, I thought I wrote it in here. Apigal and Repricer Express. So if you're somebody who has like thousands of SKUs, you may want to use an automated pricer. I don't have that many SKUs, so I can easily manually do it. But if you're looking for an automated pricing tool, those are two I've heard good things about. The next factor that plays really good in terms of who gets the buyback is good feedback. I always stress this when it comes to both eBay and Amazon, that having good feedback is, I won't say the most important, but it's one of the most important elements. I think I might have said the most important here. We'll touch on what's the most important a little bit below. But Amazon always puts the customer first. They want to make sure the customer has a positive buying experience. This kind of goes along with seller metrics. I mean, if you're shipping orders quickly, if you're doing a good job of keeping customers happy, you're going to get good feedback. So, I mean, seller metrics and good feedback are to some extent one and the same. Next is keeping an adequate inventory. If you want to win the buy box and in turn sell more items, Amazon is going to want to make sure that you're able to keep up with the fulfillment of those items. So, when you're doing FBA, Amazon doesn't have to question this, right? Because Amazon knows how many units you have in stock. You can't alter the amount of FBA units without actually sending product into FBA. On the other hand, I potentially could have like 10 pieces of inventory, but mark down that I have 100 pieces of inventory. And if I do something like that and I'm not able to source my inventory quickly, it's possible I'll run out, and that's not a positive buying experience. However, one way that I would recommend, I don't even know if you want to call it cheating the system, but assuming that I can get more inventory on a whim and I can get it here quickly, let's say I have 20 pieces of inventory, I may want to fudge the truth a little bit and say I have 100 pieces of inventory. Now, if I sell 5 pieces, I'm probably going to want to re-up and order, another 15 pieces of inventory so that I have plenty in stock. But it doesn't hurt to maybe exaggerate the amount of inventory you have. Amazon is that much more confident that you'll be able to fill orders. And just make sure that if you do use this strategy and you do, I guess for lack of a better word, lie about your inventory, make sure that you're able to restock and fulfill all your orders and you're never having to cancel anything, because if you do, that will greatly harm your seller performance metrics and in turn your ability to win the buy box. And then lastly, for eBay, I would say that what were we talking about above? For eBay, I would say that good feedback is probably the most important thing in terms of winning. There's no buy box, but just in terms of ranking your products. On Amazon, I would say it's the method of fulfillment. So some people would argue that the largest influencer in winning the buy box is using Amazon FBA, and I would probably agree with that. There's no questions about how quickly you're going to ship. There's no limited amount of shipping options because the Amazon's handling the fulfillment and the customer service, and Amazon is world class at customer service and shipping times and everything. Amazon knows that if you hand that task over to them, which they obviously charge you a fee for, that they don't have to worry about that. So by shipping Amazon FBA, that's a pretty easy way to win the buy box, assuming other people aren't using FBA. By letting Amazon handle your shipping and fulfillment, of your items and your customer service, Amazon knows that they can provide world-class customer service and they don't have to potentially doubt you as a seller. Using FBA doesn't guarantee the buy box, but it has a huge positive effect on your chances of winning the buy box. And if you choose not to use FBA, you need to ensure that your own fulfillment services are fantastic. I would recommend offering several different regular and expedited shipping options. Because when somebody orders from Amazon, they can have it shipped Prime, 2-day UPS shipping. They can ship it overnight. I've seen things where like literally, it's like 8 o'clock at night, and it's like, if you order this within the next hour, we can have it to you by tomorrow. I might be exaggerating by tomorrow, but they have really quick shipping times. So if you are the seller, most sellers aren't going to have an eBay, Amazon, FedEx, DHL account. I would recommend setting up accounts with all those. Offer as many shipping options as possible, as well as regular free whatever shipping options and more expensive expedited options. The more options you offer, the more likely you are to win the buy box. But ultimately, I think if I had to nail it down to one thing, Amazon FBA is probably the biggest and best thing you can do to ensure that you win the buy box. Amazon FBA, along with I guess positive seller feedback and all that's kind of out the window when FBA is doing everything for you. But keeping an adequate inventory and going FBA, you're almost guaranteed to win the buy box. So a lot of you guys have been asking me for a video lately about how to win the Amazon buy box. So I wanted to make a video kind of explaining the elements that play a role in winning the buy box. I wish it were as easy as like, hey guys, just put this secret word in in your title or in your keywords, and you're automatically it's not quite that easy. We can't really nail down like, okay, do this one thing and you'll win the buy box. It depends on a lot of factors, but here are the elements that you're going to want to pay attention to. Your buy box eligibility to check it, competitive price, good feedback, good inventory, etc. So hopefully this video helped you guys out. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you're not subscribed to my channel, please click that subscribe button just to the bottom left of this video. If you have any questions or comments, leave them in the comment section below. And if you enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up. And stay tuned. We got some more great videos coming out this week. So subscribe and stay tuned for that. And we'll catch you guys on the next video.